All
It
right.
should be in here. I bet. Everyone, tuning in. This is gonna be Tulip versus CJ on DIALETHEISM. This is happening in discord.gg/enten, ENTEN. And yeah, y'all may continue.
All right, you can send it. Like, also, wait, I think I have.
This guy said EETN.
Yeah, I'll send the argument.
Yeah.
I would move the piece.
Damn, bro. Damn. Okay, wait. I sent the argument in chat already.
Oh, I bet you ought to fix it. I bet. So then, yeah,
I can read it. I can read it out, and then I'll explain the argument.
Yeah.
So the argument is just following the D-Liar sentence. Either the D-Liars is not true or 1 equals 0. 1 does not equal 0, as said in P2. The left side of the disjunct is true. If the left side of the disjunct is true, then the disjunct is true. The D-Liar sentence is true.
I justify why the disjunction is true. That means that then the right side of the disjunction is true. Or it seems that's how you're getting the conclusion, right?
No, ask me.
Well, okay. Well, if you're given like a classical binary on disjunct or like in truth tables,
Yeah.
if one side of a binary is false,
No, that's not
so
what
then you have to say that the other side of the binary is true. And then if the other side of the binary is true, that just means the D-Liars is true.
No, wait. Just to be clear, the disjunction can have the inclusive there, right?
Are you talking inclusive and then exclusive disjuncts?
Yeah, we could have an inclusive disjunct there.
Okay, well, inclusive. Okay, well, my understanding of inclusive and exclusive, I'm pretty sure inclusive just means that both parts of a binary must be, unequivocally identical, such that there's some connection between them in the binary.
No, it's not.
Was I done?
It's only.
Was I finished?
It's not. I mean, it's just not a must there. Like you said that the inclusive there, like
on an inclusive.
Yeah, no, it doesn't.
Do you mean on an exclusive?
No,
do you mean on an exclusive disjunct that it could be any? Bro, okay. I'll let you speak.
All right, but I'm not bad for cutting you off. Then that could have been my fault too. All I was saying is that the exclusive is that by which necessarily says that they can't both be affirmed, and then the inclusive simply allows for them to both be true. So as long as one is true, then the disjunction.
Sorry, what? Okay, that's not how it's usually understood. Like you would say that on what is it, inclusive and exclusive disjunct, you would be like, okay, well, an inclusive disjunct just means that both of the subjects within the disjunct are both unequivocally defined such that they're identical.
Wait. What do you mean
they're not identical in the sense that they're the same thing, but identical such that the binary falls under the same category. Okay.
Can I please ask?
And then anything else would be a category error onto the disjunct, and then you would say on the exclusive, you can just combine any two, substrates. And then those any two substrates, you could just define those anyway. And then you would have, a classical disjunct on an exclusive.
It's hard for me to check because I didn't understand the first terms you said. Like, that's why I kind of wanted to stop there. Like, what do you mean? Like, you said something about unequivocal. Like, when you're talking about the inclusive, you said something about unequivocal something?
Yeah, unequivocally defined.
Unequivocally defined?
Yeah, they have one categorical definition.
They have one categorical definition. So you're saying the inclusive disjunction makes it so they all have like that one. Wait.
That means they have at least one unequivocal definition that they both abide by.
Like they mean the same things?
Sorry, what? No.
You said that
one unequivocal definition just means that they both have the same defined category that they fall under.
The defined category that they fall under?
Yeah, so you would say that light and dark on an inclusive disjunct are both unequivocally defined disjuncts.
Because they're both going under the same sort of category of, like, let's say, types of light.
That's right.
And then you're saying the exclusive would just simply be the denial of that, then?
Well, an exclusive would just say that you can define each substrate onto the disjunct anyway, and then you would have a disjunct no matter what.
I don't think that's actually how it's usually understood. Like usually, at least I could bring up some PDFs, but in any case. I'm just gonna ask you. Wait, hold on. My bad.
This nigga mom about to beat the fuck out of his ass. Why was she beating his room so hard, bro?
I love you, Tulip.
I don't love you, bro. I do not love you.
I was talking about my mom. But anyways, so basically, I mean that might be an interpretation, but I know I've read it in a couple places that denote. The inclusive is simply being satisfied if one of the sides is true. Then the exclusive, the exclusive.
Well, one side can be true. One side can be true on any type of disjunct.
No.
Like when you say one side is true on a disjunct,
the disjunction is satisfied by one side being true. But then the exclusive would say that one side has to be true and the other cannot be true. That's the exclusive, and I know that there's definitely I could cite you papers for that. Like if you don't believe me, that's how it's usually interpreted. At least that's one interpretation of it, but that is an interpretation. But even putting the literature aside, I'm still gonna ask you, is it inclusive in the sense that I said it, or is it exclusive in the sense that I said it?
Is it inclusive in the sense that one side of the disjunct is true?
Like, do you take it that the disjunction is satisfied, if and only if one side of the disjunction is true, or do you take it that the disjunction is satisfied if and only if one side of the disjunction is true and the other is false?
Well, you can say it's exclusive then.
Okay, so then you can say so then using it exclusively. Okay,
So
so
you would just say that the D-liars is true from 1 plus or 1 not equaling 0.
yeah, okay, so then how does the conclusion 2 follow?
How does conclusion 2 follow?
Yeah.
Okay, well, I mean, we could look at the validity, but that's not what I'm assuming you're asking. Okay, so let's just analyze it in a different way. Okay, so you would say that if one side of the disjunct is false, and then the other one succeeds, because of the binary, then you would just say that one side is just true from that, and then you would just say that the D-liars is true from that.
You said that I don't really understand all the words you're using there. I'm not gonna lie. Like, are you saying that it's because one side is satisfied, we can then derive that the other side must be satisfied as well?
Sorry, what? No, I said since one side of a binary is false, then the other side is true.
Okay, so then yeah, exclusive, yeah. So then if one side is false and the other side is true, so then that would also mean, well, just be clear, the exclusive again does not allow for both sides to be true at one time. Oh, that's what, or at least.
Well, that's not what's meant by the disjunct is true.
That's not what the disjunct. So you're not saying that the disjunct is satisfied?
Well, the disjunct is satisfied such that it has an answer.
Such that it has an answer. No, again, by satisfied, I'm appealing to what I fixed by an exclusive disjunction being satisfied.
You can repeat that, sorry?
Yeah, it's just the disjunct is satisfied if and only if one side is true and the other side is false. No, not even that. It's satisfied if and only if when one is true, the other must be false.
Yeah, if one is true, then the other side is false. Yes.
Yeah. So then you're saying that when you say the disjunct is true.
Yeah, so I'm saying that the disjunct is true such that only one side of it is false. Is there any confusion still?
The only one side is false? Like, again, if one side is true,
yeah, only one side is false, and then the other side of the disjunct would be true.
Okay, so then yeah, appealing to mine, right? All right, going under exclusive.
Appealing an exclusive disjunct the way that you defined it, yes.
Okay. Okay, so then how does conclusion 2 follow that?
Are you confused? Okay, when I say if I'm saying that the disjunct is true such that only one side is true, and then you know that 1 does not equal 0, then you saying that question is just retarded.
Say that again, my bad. I was going back up to the argument. Wait, TULIP?
What?
Wait, okay, my bad. I said, can you say that again? I was going back up to the argument.
Okay. I said that the question that you're giving me is retarded because I'm just saying that one side of the disjunct is true such that the disjunct is true.
Wait, yeah, wait. So you're saying because one side is true, yeah, that's kind of like contingent. Like you're saying, if one side is true, then the disjunct is satisfied. But that's not all the criterion for the exclusive disjunct. It must also be that the other side is false. And because when we look at the P1,
and 1 equaling 0 is false.
Wait, yeah. So you're saying either the D.
Do you think that 1 equals 0? No, you don't. That's why the exclusive. That's why 1 does not equal 0, and that's why the D-liar sentence is true, and that's why dialetheism is true.
I was just about to ask that. Okay, so then you're saying either D-liar is true or 1 doesn't equal 0. Or 1 equals 0, and then 1 doesn't equal 0. Therefore, the left side of the disjunct is true, which is that the D-liar sentence is not true. And then you're saying if the left side of the disjunct is true,
no,
the disjunct is true.
Okay, the D-liar sentence is not true if 1 equals 0. 1 does not equal 0. The D-liar sentence is true. If the D-liar sentence, that's what the argument says.
No, it says or. What do you mean? Either if the D-liar sentence is true, then 1 equals 0. 1 does not equal 0. Therefore,
or 1 equals 0.
What?
If the D-liar sentence is not true, The DLR sentence is not true or 1 equals 0.
Yeah, and then
The
you say
DLR
one
sentence is true, or sorry,
yeah.
1 does not equal 0. The DLR sentence is true.
And by 1 equals 0, you're just
What are you
talking about
confused
like
on? There's nothing to be confused on. The argument is very it's a very simple argument.
yeah. Okay, so then wait. What disjunct are you talking about in P4 then? Like what disjunct are you talking
What
about?
disjunct? The disjunct in P3 to conclusion 2 is just now saying that
What do you mean?
the
There's
DLR
no
sentence.
disjunction in P3. Like I thought that was a mistype. Like what do you mean by the disjunction in P3? Just
Okay, maybe I'm reading my own argument wrong. Okay, I'm gonna read it out to you, and okay, maybe less confusion will arise. Okay, so the argument just follows: either the D-Lyres is not true or 1 equals 0. 1 does not equal 0. The left side of the disjunct is true. If the left side of the disjunct is true, you would just say, or sorry,
Yeah.
P3 would just be the disjunct is true, right? The left side of the disjunct is true. If the left side of the disjunct is true, then the disjunct is true. The D-Lyre sentence is true.
Yeah, exactly. Okay, so then when you talk, so then again, I'm asking you, when you talk about B4, is it not true that when you say if the left side of the disjunct is true, then the disjunct is true? You're talking about the disjunct in P1 between the D-line sentence being not true or 1 equals 0.
Sorry, what?
Like in P4, is it not talking about the disjunction in P1?
Is it not talking about the? It's talking about how the left side is. Okay, in P3. Okay, if you're saying that, is it talking about the D-Lyre sentence being true?
Yeah.
Yes, it is talking about the D-Lyre sentence being true.
Yeah,
but is it talking about the disjunct exactly in its formulation? No.
No, yeah, it could be abstracted. But anyways, then P4, I don't see why P4 doesn't meet the exclusion there.
P1 doesn't need the exclusion?
No, P4 doesn't meet the exclusion.
It doesn't meet the exclusion?
Yeah, you can't derive it.
Well, because it doesn't bring up the exclusion. It's saying it's already assumed that 1 does not equal fucking 0. Do you think that 1 equals 0?
No, dude, that's not what I'm saying.
Because on an exclusive, on the way that you define, calm down. On the way that you defined exclusive disjuncts, 1 does not equal fucking 0. So that side of the disjunct is false. Okay, so not only is that side of the disjunct false, the D-Lyre sentence is true. Are you asking me why the D-Lyre sentence is true?
No, dude. Here, let me formulate it then, because I think I do understand what the argument's trying to say now. But I have been. But yeah, so then P4, right? It's saying that even what you just said, you're like, okay, well, do you think the P1 that 1 equals 0? Well, we can I'd even allow you to change that to that sort of reasoning. But P4 is simply saying that if the left side is true, then the disjuncture is true. But it requires one side being false. But yeah, it's already given.
Because 1 does not fucking equal 0. Yes, so one side of the disjunct is false at the same time as the D-Lyre is being true.
Yeah.
So the exclusive disjunct is satisfied. What are you questioning? What are you saying?
Yeah. Okay. The first conclusion concludes that the left side of the disjunct is true. I don't see how you go from this to the conclusion that the D-Lyre sentence is true.
Okay, so are you asking me why the D-Lyre sentence is true?
No, I'm asking you. Yeah, I'm asking you. No, more so even that. I'm asking you where is that derived in the argument?
Where is that derived from the argument?
Yeah, it says conclusion 2. The D-Lyre sentence is true.
I explained this to you like 5 minutes ago.
Yeah. All right. Yeah, but now that
you want to conclude, I think I already explained this, bro.
No, I don't think you did. I think that.
Well, I understand you don't think you did. That's why you're asking the question.
How about
do you want to
one
conclude?
last? Now that I was just locking down the semantics. Can you do it now? Can we just tell me it now?
Can I do it now? Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, in the first part, if the D-Lyre sentence is not true, then 1 equals 0. 1 does not equal 0. Therefore, the D-Lyre sentence is true. What's confusing?
Wait. Either the D-Lyre sentence is not true or 1 equals 0.
If the D-Lyre sentence is not true, then 1 equals 0.
No. Wait, no. You said this. You said or, not if.
Whoa. What?
Oh no.
Okay, yeah. So you would. Oh my god. Yo, do you?
Dude,
you're
no,
a LARP. You're LARPing.
No,
you're LARPing. You're LARPing.
I also,
you're LARPing. You're LARPing. You're LARPing. You're LARPing. You're LARPing. Oh my god. You're LARPing.
I'm not LARPing. Wait.
You're LARPing.
No, chill.
You're
Chill.
LARPing.
No, I misread the argument at first. No, until you said that, I misread it. But now
what are you talking about? You are LARPing. Oh my goodness. Okay.
No, I get it.
Okay,
no,
okay.
I misread it.
If the D-Lyre sentence is not true, then 1 equals 0, okay? But the D-Lyre sentence has to be true because 1 does not equal 0 because that statement's false.
Wait. I misread the argument. Can I please give my new objection? I thought it said, because it would make sense to, so I guess I just automatically read the first conclusion as it entailing that, wait, the left side of the disjunction is true. Yeah, it could be true that the D-Lyre sentence is not true. Where are you deriving? Like,
Okay, if the D-Lyre sentence... Okay, what I'm saying on the disjunct is that if the D-Lyre sentence is not true, then the other side of the disjunct is true, such that 1 equals 0.
Wait, you said... Dude, what?
Or even Cap gave a better objection to the argument than you.
No, this is making
Cap
no
fucking
sense.
KG
What?
gave a better objection
No,
to the argument than
no.
you.
Dude, again, either D-Lyre sentence is true or 1 equals 0. You're denying the right side, so therefore you derive the left side that the D-Lyre
No,
sentence
the right
not
side
true.
is just false. I'm not denying anything. The right side is just false.
Yeah,
the right
again,
side of the argument is just false.
Yeah,
One
I
does
get
not
that.
equal
I
0.
get that. So then that entails, at least if the disjunction holds, which I can put in the question a little bit later because I'm just still trying to see the inference here. So from that, if we were to grant the disjunction holds, then we can derive the D-Lyre sentence is not true. Then in P4 it says if the left side of the disjunction is true, which is AE, that the D-Lyre sentence is not true, which we already derived, then it is true that the disjunction is true. And then I asked you...
Okay. Yeah, that's the argument. Thank you for reading out the argument.
Yeah,
it's
okay.
saying
So
that there's a contradiction.
come from?
Thank you for pointing out. Thank you for pointing out that the argument for dialetheism points out that there's a contradiction. Thank you for telling me that. Yes, dialetheism says that there's contradictions within the argument. Yes, dialetheism says that the contradictions can exist. Thank you for telling me that,
No,
CJ.
so then where does C2 come from?
But
So then
that's
where does C2 come from?
That's not an objection. That's not a reductio. You didn't get a fucking gotcha. That wasn't a gotcha moment. You didn't get me on anything because the argument that you just gave me agrees with my argument.
No, how does... No,
the
okay,
left
wait,
side
so how
of
does it...
the D-Lyre being true and not true at the same time?
No, where is it true? Where is it true coming from?
Yes,
no, where is the true coming from? That's you're not telling me
where's the true coming from. I already explained that to you.
No, hey, you know what? No, when you explained it, or when you explained it, you just read out the argument. All you did was read out the argument. You reread the argument, and I'm saying I don't see in that argument where C2 comes from.
Let's conclude, bro. Let's conclude.
Hey, you know what?
Let's conclude, bro. Oh my goodness, bro. What?
You can give your conclusions, but we could definitely conclude on that.
Okay, you want to conclude on that point? Do you have like an argument against like dialetheism that you want to give, or like do you want to keep on investigating the argument?
I actually don't have an argument against dialetheism, so I mean, this could probably be the part we could conclude on, but I'd rather not. I don't see how you don't. Like, I'd rather see if you actually have some info.
Okay. Who do you want to conclude to?
Hey, wait. Wait? Is everyone on server mute?
Okay. If anybody feels confident about like dialetheism, like in their knowledge on dialetheism, just type it in chat.
Was listening to the debate, we can conclude to them. But hey, hopefully someone was listening to the debate. I think that Prague was like listening to the debate. But hey, I want someone a little smarter, maybe, preferably. But hey, anyone in the chat that was listening, could you and would like to be judged? Nobody was listening. I think Wall one, bro. Nobody was listening. What the hell? Hey, wait. Hey, you know what? Hey, how about we just do this, Tulip? How about like
we can just do post-rec, bro. Oh my goodness.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Hey, me and you could just be in the same room as a post-rec, and then with the judge that we agree on, and yeah, all right, we can do that.
Okay, that's fine.
CJ won, bro.
Look, the only people I'd agree to post-rec is like Cloudy,